Are there some worthwhile books that you could recommend to us?
Oh, the books. Charlie, what are you reading these days?
Well, I'm almost ashamed to report because I've gone back and picked up the part of biology that I should have picked up 10 or 15 years earlier. And if any of you haven't done it, it's a total circus. If you take Dawkins, The Selfish Gene, and The Blind Watchmaker, I mean, these are marvelous books, and these are powerful books, and they're a lot of fun. I had to read The Selfish Gene twice before I fully understood it, and there were things I believed all my life that weren't so. And I think it's just wonderful when you have those experiences. We always say it isn't the learning that's so hard, it's the unlearning.
Yeah. I've always liked reading biography, but on investment books, if you're asking about that, I would recommend the first two books that Phil Fisher wrote. Back around 1960, Common Sense and Uncommon Profits, and the second one. They're very good books. You know, I obviously recommend first and foremost The Intelligent Investor, with chapters 8 and 20 are the ones that you really should read. Well, all of the important ideas in investing really are in that book, because there's only about 3 ideas, and those two of them are emphasized in those 2 chapters. Actually, I think John Train's Money Masters is an interesting book.
I like biographies in general. Biographies, I think, are really always, really interesting read. Well, I think you learn a lot depending upon whose life you're reading about. There are lots of lessons in there. I read Isaacson's biography of Jobs, which I thought was quite interesting, and I actually really liked his biography of Benjamin Franklin, who I would say is certainly one of my heroes.
And you actually managed to incorporate any of this into your own strategy, your own way of doing business, your own ethos and philosophy?
Well, I think in the case of Franklin, he did what needed to be done at the time it needed to be done. So, he was in different fields, and he sort of thought about, okay, what's the important thing that needs to be accomplished right now, and then worked on that.
John Brooks is an unbelievable business writer. He's probably my favorite, and it's too bad so many people haven't had a chance to hear about him and the great work he did. Warren Buffett gave me a copy of Business Adventures, feeling like with our dialogue about trying to understand the world of business, that I'd enjoyed as much as he had. And in fact, it was phenomenal.
Oh, I knew he'd like it. I mean, that was written for him. It was written for me, too. If you're going to run a company, you should read The Impacted Philosophers. I mean, when you learn how really probably pretty decent people start behaving in bad ways, that's fascinating.
I was not really excited about reading any leadership books or management books, and this was actually the first one that I ever read, and it was given to me by Keith Raboy when I hired him as our GM at Square and on 23rd employee. I want to read a few passages of it from this book to you. So he starts off the book by saying, running a football franchise is not unlike running any other business. You start first with a structural format and basic philosophy, and then find people who can implement it. You start first with an idea and a philosophy, a purpose, a mission, and then you go and you find people to help you implement it.